Welcome back everyone to week 4 of building Ghorman in Lego. Today we were going to be completely finishing the courtyard slash plaza area of the mock, as well as beginning on the left side of the mock where I've expanded it. Thanks for all the support on the last couple of weeks. It's been doing really well. It's the best video on my channel so far, or series so far. And let's get straight into this week's content. So for the first part of this week, I wanted to add in the steps for the kind of balcony slash building area over here, where I've extended it by 16 plates or studs, as you see here, and I've just put a little kind of light grey border around there, or the black border, but then light grey just behind it, just because it kind of extends over a bit, so I needed to have a light grey background so you don't see all the colours on the inside. But I've gone an extra 16 studs to the left, just so I can do an interior, which some people suggested. They wanted to see maybe a restaurant, so maybe I go restaurant here. I think this is the hotel part with that kind of triangle glass building, which I'm going to build probably next week. That's not going to happen this week. And so I might have the concierge area, and then maybe I want to do like Cyril's bank or like office part there. And then obviously next floor we're going to have the balcony, which is probably going to be about this high, so probably like that tall. It's not too tall. And then we're going to have the Deborah Miro's like office, or I don't know what, the secret meeting room she has with Major Party Gaz. I think that's how you say his name. But anyway, so the small up there I've done here is just 2 little steps, which I've done with some wedges. And I've tried to add a little bit of a curve to it. I don't know whether to do another step or not, but I'm happy with it like that. So the only thing I've got left for this plaza area or courtyard area, whatever you want to call it, is to add the little lights. So I will show you the design I've made for those, and then I will add all 4 to the mock, and I'll kind of show you the kind of final design for the plaza. Okay, so this is the final design for the light section, so that's the seating area. There's 4 of these. I really struggled with building this just because I ran out of parts. I know people told me to use that same pillar technique that I used in last week, but I didn't have the parts, so I had to come up with a kind of new technique. And this splits up into a bunch of sections. It's a bit loose in how it's worked, but it splits up into about 9 sections. Now, I say 9, but they're really 3 major ones. Now, the first section is this side section here. So it's a basic block to start off, which is just a little bit hollowed out, and it's got just a cheese up on that side. And then this thing, which is pretty simple to make. It doesn't matter what kind of tile you use there because you can't see it. And so that slides over the top like that. Doesn't click into place, but friction enough allows it to kind of hold itself in. And then you add these 2 macaroni places, and you have basically a perfectly smoothed out seat. And so you've got a mirrored image of that one, same thing, piece slides under there, the macaroni piece, and there, boom, you've got, oh, see, they're a bit flimsy sometimes, but you've got both of your 2 kind of side seats for this kind of like seating area. I don't really know what to call it. But then the major design and thing that caused me a lot of trouble was this. And the bottom is pretty simple. It's just a basic circle. You'll have seen how to make these kind of circles in Lego. You just go with the 2x2 round tiles, or whatever kind of 1x2 tiles you want to use. And then I don't know what to describe this white piece as. I think it's kind of called a tooth piece. But it really just makes the circle a little bit bigger and a bit more round. And so then you go up that, some basic pole techniques. You've got this white pillar piece, which was used in the X-Wings in like 2019. and then you get right to the top, and this is where the build really got a bit tricky. And so these light, what's it called? Translucent white pieces, or translucent pieces, 1x2 pieces, are meant to be the lights, and so they're held on to this interesting piece called, well, it was introduced in the Jurassic World set, I think, and as you can see, it wraps around in a circle like that and attaches to this clip piece just there, and that allows for you to put a 1x2 plate there and a 1x1 stud there, and that allows the light to just clip into place. And I think that looks really good, because if you've seen those kind of light pieces, they've got kind of like a circle technique, or they've got like a circular thing and then lights on the outside, and I think this looks really good. And I wanted to make kind of this arch part of the light, and I used these big, I think they're the teeth or ribs that they use for skeletons in the Lego Ideas set, and I've just added 4 of those, and I think overall it looks pretty good. I know it should be the same pillar design, but I'm happy with what I've made, and I'm gonna add all 4 of these which I've made to the mock. Okay, now I've set up all 4 of these lights, and I think the mock is looking basically perfect so far. I've pretty much completed 60% of the mock so far, and this Plaza part is pretty much fully done. Now I'll get an overview shot of it right there. And at first I thought I wouldn't do the lights, as I thought it'd be too congested with that, and I like the open space. But now that I've actually completed these lights, I think they actually work really well in the mock. As you can see over here, I've put a few people in front of it. I've got Dedramiro and one of the technicians, pyrotechnicians, and I think the lights just work really well. And I don't think they get crowded too much with the stairs. Now, what I'm going to do next for this week is kind of add the barriers, or set up how the barriers are going to look right there. And I just hope that won't get too congested with the steps as well. I'm wondering maybe I should move the steps back. Then I'm going to have to continue design. So let me set up the barriers and see if it's too congested. Yeah, so I've added 3 out of the 5 barriers that I'm going to build to the mock, and I really don't think it looks too congested for the mock. These are the same barrier designs that I've used in last week's video. I've just made 1 more just so I can get one on the front, and I think I'm going to go 2 on either side, 1 out the front. And you can just see I've got those militia, as people call them in the comments, and so I've got 2 of those guys here, and I think this is really what I was looking forward to doing in the mock. And I'm going to add a few of the Ghormans, and I'm going to make a few of their flags. So let's go into doing that. Okay, so I've just added a little scene to the mock. I don't want to spoil too much because I want to do the minifigures in the finale for the series, but you can just see how adding a few flags and a couple of the minifigures. This is only about 10 of the minifigures. I have 50 minifigures, so that should really fill out the entire plaza. But I've also added a Cyril Khan with his little spider, the leader of the resistance, Carlo Rylands. I will be making his daughter in Lego form because people have suggested I make that one, so that will be added next week, as well as I'll add the other 2 barriers, and I'll start up on the wall for them for next week. But this is kind of just a little sneak peek of what the final mock is going to kind of be like. Thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you next week. Thanks.